So hello there, the name is Prince Chumanimedu, and I warmly welcome you back to PT Studios. So I quickly want to say a happy new year to all of us, and may this year be great. So in this tutorial, I would like to walk you through how I designed the 31st Watch Night flyer for my church. Yes, how I designed that particular flyer for my church. So now we're going to be doing two things here. We'll be looking at how to design just the normal flyer for social media, and then we'll look at how to scale it up for screens, as in if you do projections or any kind of those things in church where you want the screen size version, you can use it for that. So without very much ado, let's get inside to Photoshop. So this is the current page that I'm working on. I'm working on the 1080, a 2080 by 2080 pixels. So you can also work on a 1080 by 1080 pixels, and it's going to pick up. So you can just key in this in your canvas size and it'll be good to go. So the first thing I would like to do here is to add a gradient overlay on this particular canvas here. So let's quickly click on this and then let's select gradient. So I'll leave the gradients pack in the description so you can just download them and then follow as well. So I'm just going to select this one and then I'm going to click OK. So I'm going to click OK here and then OK here. The next thing I'd like to do is these are the resources that I'll be using as well. You can also check into the description. The link is there for you to download them. So let's drag and drop this here. And then when it comes, obviously it's not going to fit the page. So what we'll do is to press Ctrl or Command T on our keyboard, and then we are going to scale it up to fit the page. So let's see. I just wanted to, I wanted to start somewhere here, and then let's just touch this side a little bit. I don't want to center it, so it should be something like this. Yeah, it should just be something like this. So now I'm going to change the blending mode here from normal to let's see, let's choose where are you here, let's choose linear bend. That is what we'll choose, and then let's create an empty layer on top of this one here. So now we're going to apply a different gradient here. So let's choose the gradient tool here. You can just press on G on your keyboard, and then let's change the color for this particular one here. Okay, let's just draw it. So let's just draw. So we'll click and we drag to get the gradient that we want. When we are done, let's double click here this way, and then we change the color from red to black. So I'm going to change it for it to look this way. Yeah. So I'm going to press Ctrl Command G on my keyboard to duplicate it so that I get so that I make the gradient a little bit thicker. So the next thing I'd like to do is I'm going to select all this, Ctrl G to group them, and then I'm going to name it background. So I'm going to name this background, and then I'll go ahead and lock it because I don't want to distract whatever that I've done here when I move on. So the next thing I would like to do here is to put in the name of the church and the name of the program, and then the dates, venue, and the rest. So let's just quickly do that. So as I said, I'm doing it for my church, so I'm going to use the name of my church here. So this is the Methodist logo. I'm a Methodist, obviously. And then yeah, let's pick the typing tool, and then I'm going to type the name of the church. So if you want to use the same name of the church that I use, that is fine. But if you have your own church or your own whatever that you want to type there, you can just type it there, and then let's go. So I'm going to use Gotham for this. So let's go. The Methodist Church Ghana. I think this is big. Let me reduce it a little bit here. The Methodist Church Ghana. So I'm done with the name here. So the name is the Methodist Church Ghana Osis Circuit Reverend Peter Kweda Gadu Memorial Methodist Church. So I'm going to split the name here. So Memorial, and then I'm going to split it this way. Okay, so let's select everything, and then let me reduce the size a little bit, and then the line spacing as well. So I'm going to keep this here this way, and then I'm also going to keep this here. Control T for free transformation, and then let me reduce the size of this. Okay, perfect. So I have here the Methodist Church Ghana Osus Circuit Reverend Peter Kweda Gadu Memorial Methodist Church. That is fine. Let's use 8. Okay, this is just fine. So the next thing I'd like to put in is to put in presents before I bring the 31st. So let me quickly just do that. I'm sticking with the same font again. Okay, so let me just put this here this way. Okay, fine. So I'm just doing this. I'm using the character channel here. If you don't have it in yours, you can just go to Windows. You can just go to your window, and then you select character, and then you're going to see it up here. Okay, so now let's come back to business. So I'm going to put in 31st night here. Yes, 31st. Let's see, 31st watch night. First watch night service. Okay, so I want to use a different font for this. Quickly, let's see which font am I going to use. You can also check into the description here. I'll be putting the link to the fonts there. You can just download everything. So I'm going to center this. I have here 31st watch night. So let's decrease the font size a little bit. And then what have I typed? Okay, and then what I'm going to do is to reduce this one a little bit, and then I'm going to close the space between this and this. So let's see, it's 43. So I think this just works perfectly. So I'm just going to keep it here this way. So we have the name of the church, presents 31st night. I think this should be somewhere here. Yeah, and then with how the whole thing is looking, I just don't like this being in white. So what am I going to do? I'm going to add a gradient to it. So I'm going to double click here. So I'm going to double click here, and then I'm going to choose gradient, and then as I said, I have a gradient that I'm using, so you can just check into the description. The link is there for you to download it. So I'm going to quickly press on OK here to save this for me. And then now it's 31st watch night service. So now let me add the service. Okay, so let me increase the size here. And now with this, I want to choose something different. Okay, so let me use Alexander for this. But I want to write small letters. Yeah. So I have here 31st watch night service. I think this has to be on 0. Yeah, perfect. So I'm just going to have it here this way. So 31st watch night service, and then I'm going to put in the date, and then time and venue. So what I'm going to do is to pick a different font now. So now I'll be using Nexa, but I'll be using the different types of the font styles that we have in Nexa. So let me just pick the lighter one first, and then I'm going to write date. So I think 31st was on a Tuesday, yeah. So Tuesday, 31st December 2024. Yeah, and I'm going to put I'm going to choose left align. I'm going to choose left align for this. So now with this, let's select this and then let's change it to the heavy one. Yeah, so I have the same thing for this. I just changed my mind, so let me use Gotham for this. I just want to stick with 2 fonts, so I use Gotham for the name that I have at the top. So let me just use same for this. So let's see which type. Okay, so let me just choose this one. So now I'm going to sample a color from this. So I'm just going to choose this and then I'm going to leave it there like that. So I have here the date. I'm going to hold Alt and then I drag to make a duplicate of it for me. And then the next thing I would like to add is the time. So I'm going to put in time here. Time, and then this is going to go off. So we started service at exactly 8. So I'm going to put in 8. I'm going to put in 8 p.m. and then I'll go ahead and hold Alt again to duplicate it, and then I'm going to put in here venue. And then just because I've typed in the name of the church here, I really don't want to repeat this long words that I have here. So I'm just going to put in at, and then I'm going to use the initials of the church. So at RPK, okay, let me just do it RPK Dagado. So I'm going to do it RPK Dagado. Yes. Let's pick the rectangle tool, and then I'm just going to draw a rectangle here this way to just create a barrier between them. So I'm going to hold Alt again, and then I'm going to drag to duplicate it here. So I should have at the end of the day, if you are following what I'm doing, you should have something like this. Yes, you should have something like this. So now because this is in the middle, I would just like to change this and then choose centered. So I'm going to choose centered for this. Yes. So I think the very last thing I'll be adding is the social media handles of the church. So I just didn't want to stress to type the whole thing. So I'm just going to drag it and put it here this way. It's black on black is not visible, so we double click here to open the layer style for us, and then we're going to choose color, and then let's just make sure we change it to white or any color you feel that can be seen. So I'm just going to drop this here this way. Yes. So let me shift this up a little bit. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so this should come here a little bit. So now looking at the work, you could see the color here is actually fighting with this white, which is making it difficult for you to see it when you zoom out. So we're going to click on this, double click here to add a little bit of shadow to it so that the work the text can stand out. So let's choose drop shadow. Let me just put it on normal, and then let me increase the opacity to 100. I think I should just leave it here this way. Yeah, I think I should just leave it here this way. Yeah, perfect. So now the last thing we are adding is the texture. So we'll drag and then we'll drop it here. Control T for free transformation. We drag it to fill the whole thing here, and then let's send it to the top layer here. So I'll change this to overlay, and then I'm going to keep the opacity on 55. Yeah, I'm going to keep it on 55. Yeah. So there you have it. I just did something simple here. So this is what I actually did for my church for the 31st night. So before we move into the second section, that is where we change this flyer into the screen size one, the landscape one. I would like to say a very big thank you for clicking on this video. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe, make sure you leave a like. If you don't understand anything, just make sure you drop it in the comments section. Yes. So let's flip to the second side. So now anytime you are coming to design a flyer or anything for projection, that is the screen size, you just have to have it in your mind that we have different types of screens and then different sizes. So what I want to do here is to just put in a general one that you can use is going to work, because most of the times the softwares that we use for projections will sometimes find means and ways to just size it up for you to fit that particular screen. So let's just change the let's change this to pixels, and then what we're going to do is I'm just going to enter some. So I'm going to enter instead of 3508, I'm going to enter 3556, and then here I'm going to enter 2000. Yes. So at the end of the day, I'm going to get something like this. Which is a landscape format. That is fine. So now moving on, what I will do is that I'm going to carry the whole work there, but there are some things I will delete. So let me just click on the first one at the down here, hold shift, and then I'm going to click on the last one at the top. I'm going to drag and then I drop them here. Okay, so now this is one thing that I have here. So now what I want to do is to just first, let's just hide this. Let's click on the picture here, Control T for free transformation, and then I'm going to stretch it out this way. So I want the guy to be somewhere here. I think somewhere here should do. Yes, somewhere should do. So let's right click and then let's rasterize the layer. Let's pick a rectangular marking tool, and then we select this particular side here. We right click in the selection and then we choose fill. Now when you choose fill, you have to always make sure that the content is on content aware. Just make sure you leave the opacity as 100%. The mode should just be normal, and then you check this box here, and then let's click OK. So now we just wait for Photoshop to do the magic for us by filling the blank side on our left. So let's just wait for Photoshop. Yes, so it's done. So basically it will just give you a black something, because if you look at the picture getting to the end, you could see the whole place is actually black. So what I'm going to do is to relock this layer here. So I'm going to lock this. Let's lock the background here, and then what I'm going to do is to put this here. So now because this will be presented, this will be projected on that particular day, I don't think I have to bring the venue here again, because the church members are already in the church. So what I'm going to do is put this here, and then I'm going to take off the date, the time, and the location. So I'm going to take this three off, because obviously the people will be sitting there. And then I'll go ahead and put this thing here. So now I can increase the size of this, and then I can also increase the size of that. But hey, that is the format that I want to go with. If you are doing your own design and then you want to put in the time, the date, and the rest, that is fine. I just want to go this way. Yeah. So I'm going to put this, I'm going to put this also here, and then I'm going to stretch this a little bit. So I think this is also not necessary. So yeah. So I have here, I think I have to do some adjustments to this. Okay, let me work on this first. Okay, so this should be somewhere here, and then this should be somewhere here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so perfectly, I've turned off this particular layer here. I think this should be fine for me, because if I make this one go off, it's going to look this way, but I don't like it like that. I just want that dark scene, so I'm going to put in this here this way. So basically I've just transformed the square flyer into the landscape format, that is the screen size. Yes, so it's nothing difficult. You can just try your hands on it, and then you can let me know how it really went. So once again, thank you for clicking on this video. The name is Prince Chumanyimedu, and a happy new year to us all. Peace out.